Yeah, just wanted to check in with a fun video. I've been doing dad stuff lately, which is keeping me pretty busy, but um, I still have some issues left over from using 7. So I wanted to talk about some of those problems. The main one for me is sleeping. So um, when you can't sleep, I have a few remedies that I've done when I have been non-medicated. I have a few medicated remedies. I guess I'll start with the medicines. I have a prescription for Ambien for sleep, so I was able to take that, and it would make me sleep no matter what. Because something that I just want to warn with about that is, if you take it like and you have RLS and stuff like that, that doesn't stop even though you're out. So like if you're flopping like a fish when you're awake and you take an Ambien, you will sleep, but you're still all like moving and freaking and doing all that stuff. It does not solve that problem. You need to solve that problem in addition to it to really get good rest. The other thing is gabapentin. It's something that's like tossed around in the recovery world quite a bit, but it's kind of like the cure all, right? It's just like cures all opiate addiction. But if you're used to taking it every day, it doesn't do the same effect. But I noticed when I dosed gabapentin and I just slowly dose it through the day, by the nighttime I could sleep pretty well. I think it like builds up in you or something like that. So gabapentin is a little trick. I still periodically have that to help me get a good night's sleep. In terms of falling asleep, I've gotten a prescription for something called clonidine. Um, I don't actually know like too much about it. I think it lowers your blood pressure or something. But if my problem is falling asleep, like my brain is racing or I'm too depressed or anything like that, um, it helps me fall asleep. It just doesn't help me stay asleep. So some combination of gabapentin and clonidine can usually do it. And the Ambien's like the power hitter I have. Okay, non-medicated. So uh, when you're talking about the withdrawal period, the first 3 days, you're lucky to get an hour of sleep at a time, really. There's a couple things I figured out to do to how to sleep during opiate withdrawal. And again, it's just an hour here, hour there, but it's still better than nothing. The first thing I want to talk about is this like hot to cold shower thing. I think they call it your hypothalamus. It controls your body's temperature regulation. So it's why you get all sweaty and you're hot and cold and all that during withdrawal. So there's something that I'd really like to do is like shower, just let the water hit you. So what I do is I start it and I get it as hot as I can physically take it. So it's all the way hot. And then I put it all the way cold. So slowly shift the knob until it's as cold as you can take it. And I can usually get it all the way cold. Um, so yeah, slowly bring it down to cold. Something about that like reset my system, and all of a sudden I wasn't so hot and cold for a little bit. That would usually result in about an hour of sleep. So during the first 3 days, it'd be really common for me to go take a shower, get an hour of sleep, wake up, take a shower, get an hour of sleep, wake up, take a shower, get an hour of sleep. And it also like helped with the restlessness a lot, something about the cold. Um, so the next tip I have, if you can have, I think it has something to do with the dopamine rush or something like that. But if you have a partner still after your addiction, and you can get a release of a sexual release, that was good for about an hour of sleep too. So um, yeah, that's all I really have. I've heard a lot of people recommend magnesium in high doses. I never had success with that. There are other medications you can get prescribed for sleep pretty easy. Trazodone is one of them. Unisom is one doctors have recommended. What's the other one? Hypo, hyp, hypo, what is it? Hydroxine is the other one. But you got to be careful. So anything that is in the class of antihistamine uh, ramps up your restlessness. So if you're still in the first 3 days and you take something that's an antihistamine, it will make you literally flop like a fish. You cannot take it during that period. The drug has to be all the way out of your system, and that shaking and restlessness has to be gone. Because if you take any of those for sleep, I remember the first time I went for withdrawal off this 7-0. I was down to NyQuil and Benadryl, and I had hydroxy and trazodone, and I was just taking everything I could trying to sleep. Well, it turns out it was making it so much harder to sleep because of how much it ramped up the restlessness. Um, so that's my tip for sleep. Sleep is something I still don't have at 100%, to be honest with you. I literally have to medicate to get a good night's rest. But to be honest, like, even if I've medicated and got a good night's sleep, I feel like it sets me up for success more. Because if I go 3, 4 days without a good night's sleep, my decision making ability is decreased. Um, it just isn't as solid. But um, a couple other things, like during that withdrawal period, and you get that restlessness. I've tried different variations of like doing push-ups until I couldn't anymore, holding a plank, right? Just trying to tire out my muscles, but it was never enough. But I think it might have helped a little bit. Slowly just drop and do push-ups until you can't. Make your muscles so tired that they can't be restless anymore. I tried that. It didn't work for me, but I'm not that strong. Maybe different if you were physically fit. So that's this little topic I wanted to talk about, sleep. Because last night I feel like I didn't get enough sleep, and I'm sure if you are either recovering from 7-0, you are probably not sleeping that great either. Um, yeah, and like if you're currently addicted, I'm sure you get that random wake up at 5 in the morning needing to dose feeling. That sucks. What time does the store open? That stuff sucks. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of people hurting out there, and I'm just rooting for you. So thank you all. Hope you got your sleep last night. Peace.